quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Browns and the Colts under the lights on Thursday night.
Now, from the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland, Ohio, EA Sports proud to welcome you to Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year, November. Football. That's really where teams separate themselves from the pack, and that's where playoff pictures start to unravel. That's where there's a little bit more clarity between the haves and the have-nots, and this is when NFL football gets fun. Holidays are coming. Playoff pictures are unfolding. It's a blast.
The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only...
They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift. Whoa! And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second in inches. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Now they'll set up to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. The Colts about set to punt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think two things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job of identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his second, third, check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play did line up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, they can have a better chance of having a better result.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. We'll try again. It's second and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. First down, Cleveland. They'll go with Chubb. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always,
pressure gets there, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Chubb takes his handoff, running left. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Encroachment, defense. Still 3rd down.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That one intercepted. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
Ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's near the first down, stopped a little short of the 40. 3rd and a yard. Now, faking the give. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Browns offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more, and he's used his legs to great effect this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design, as you check out the league leaders in quarterback rushing yards. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one is picked off. It's Juju Brents. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first points of this contest. And they'll begin 1st and 10. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman with that one. It's second down. He'll drop to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. The defense all over that. Met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They'll go. It's Swift. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on fourth down. The Browns offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's 3rd and 7. Now sets up a screen for Chubb. They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15 and a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll look to throw again. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. He'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And he'll work his way down to the 32-yard line, and that is enough for a first down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Once again, it's Chubb. Whoa.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
That's taken in by Chubb. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and sets up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Here's a first carry for their running back, and he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there, and that is going to bring up 4th down.
The key to this play, Mike, was defensively their ability to stretch this ball and make him go laterally. Anytime you could force the ball carrier to go sideways on 3rd and short, it gives your defenders time to rally, make the tackle for no gain, brings up 4th down.
Bates' kick is good. And the Browns are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 3-0 is our score. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. Here's 2nd and 9. Another run here, another run by Swift. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. And he's taken down up past the 35.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. A run up the middle with Chubb. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
On 4th down, here's Matt Ariza to punt. This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Colts offense ready for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He's got a receiver. That's Michael Pittman. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
And finally, we see this offense find a little bit of life here early in this first half. They've struggled to get anything going early on, but at least this play has them on the move. Now, can they finish this drive and finally put some points on the scoreboard here in the first half?
On 1st down, it's Swift. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. incomplete. It's Adonai Mitchell. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw yet again. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
And that is incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Browns offense getting set to get back to work. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. And he's fighting to get free. A lot of work there for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing now from the gun. To the left side, he's got Njoku. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
On the ground, it's Chubb. He's going to have a Browns 1st down by about a yard. So they pick it up on 3rd and 2.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run a toss to Chubb. And he'll get the 1st down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
Simple play to call, but complex to execute. A toss play is beautiful, Mike, when a team hits it like they just did. We can see why they're a fan in the toss. Healthy game, and they pick up the 1st down. Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
So they go backwards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 13. Throw left side, taken in by Polk. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff Going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Got to get it to the 28, but now it's third down. He'll go right back to Polk. Again, it's complete. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15.
The blueprint, Mike, the ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that after this long drive would be a bit of a letdown.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw, and no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 12-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
They keep finding ways to keep this drive alive, and they're set up now for first and goal. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Colts offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. Just the lone field goal for them so far. Down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start first and 10. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Greg in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. As far as the early games go in that 1 o'clock window, we'll be focused on that game in Nashville. A big one for the Titans as they'll square off against the Cincinnati Bengals. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the Denver Broncos. And lastly, in the national game on Sunday night, definitely one to tune in for, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. These two teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. From the 35, it's first and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on second and 4.
At the 42-yard line.
On the zone read, they hand it to Chubb. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, that's it. The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He's going to have that first down, gain of 6, as they convert on 3rd down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Running is Chubb. And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. Now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
They'll look to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Colts offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. He'll look to throw. This throw right side pulled in by Pittman. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Again, they target Pittman. He's got another catch. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Back to throw. Finding the open man, that's Pittman. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Indianapolis.
Give up the middle with Swift. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. Now they'll set up to throw. To the left side, that's caught by Mitchell. 13 yards on the catch there. 1st down, Indianapolis. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
Throwing right, it's taken in. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. This one caught at the 4. The Colts are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. He's got it. It's a touchdown. There is a marker down, but it looked like the defense was offside.
Offside. Defense. That penalty is declined.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Colts will tie things up. It's now 10-10. All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. That's caught! And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They face 2nd down and 7. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there. Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike, but 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in, and that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Trying the left side and caught by Pittman. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Indianapolis.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. They'll go again with Swift. Out comes Matt Gay in a big spot. This to tie things up here in the fourth. And this one is off the mark. It is no good. And the deficit will stay right where it is.
And that could very well wind up being a critical miss. I mean, you've got to be able to rely on your kickers at this stage of the game. But he can't come through. And this one stays a three-point game.
So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's a 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run right here with Chubb. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the 1st down inside the 25. This throw left is complete with Judy. Second and a yard. They run out of the gun, and it's Chubb. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal. It's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up the 1st down.
A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. Try it again here from the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. From the gun, here's a handoff. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They're hauled in at the 2.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
This fielded at the 2. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense and DeAndre Swift set to get going again. And he's had trouble getting on track in this one. Really limited space to find an opening. The defensive front stopping him multiple times. Generally, he has not been a big factor in this game to this point. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They'll throw out of the gun. That's to Kraft, the tight end, downfield. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. That's caught. It's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. They'll give it to Dobbins. Just a short gain to the 33-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. And that one incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the 4th quarter, Mike, facing a tough 3rd down. You've got to have it. But you know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle, and he's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Off play action. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to 16.
You have to wonder if we look back at the end of this game, Mike, and say, was this a prime opportunity for this offense that they blew after that 3rd down sack? An opportunity to take the lead here late in the game, and instead, I think there's a real decision about whether or not they should just take the 3 and chip away at this lead. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. He finds Judy on that one. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They'll go with Chubb. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. It is 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target. And it's going to lead to 4th down. The Browns getting their punting team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Michael Pittman making his way back out there along with the rest of the Colts offense. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that would be the dagger. It's intercepted. Hit by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it, and they're going to do that with excellent field position. They'll run it straight ahead with Chubb. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. Once again, it's Chubb. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Now a 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. That's to the open man. It's Tillman. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to an E. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to an E.